Last July, at my family's annual reunion, my Aunt Patricia grabbed my arm. In front of 40 relatives, she pointed at me and said, quote, "This is the one we don't talk about." I was 34. Standing right there. In the dress my mom let me wear while my sister got a new one. But here's what Patricia didn't know. The woman next to her wasn't a random guest. She was Nora Whitfield, senior editor at American Preservation magazine. And in her bag was the October issue with my face on the cover. My name is Faith Mercer. And for 34 years, my family called me the ugly one. This is how I became the one they can't stop talking about. Welcome back to Calm Drama Stories. If you've ever been the one your family overlooked, comment invisible below. I read every single one. If you're new here, subscribe. Because today's story is about a 34-year label and the 5 minutes that destroyed it forever. Let's start when I was 6. I was 6 the first time I heard it. Jolene was 8. It was a Sunday in June. My mother, Diane, was sewing matching dresses for every girl in the family. My cousins, my sister, even my aunt's stepdaughter who'd been in the family for 4 months. Everyone got a dress except me. Jolene needs something nice, my mother said when I asked. She photographs well. I got Jolene's hand-me-down from Easter. A yellow dress with a stain on the collar my mother didn't bother to treat because she said it wouldn't show up in pictures. She was right. I wasn't in any of the pictures. That afternoon at my grandma's church potluck, Aunt Patricia held Jolene's face and said, "This one is going to break hearts." Then she looked at me, tilted her head, turned to a neighbor and said, "That one got the Mercer nose." Poor thing. My mother was standing 4 feet away. She heard it. She didn't correct Patricia. She laughed. A short, soft laugh like Patricia said something everyone already knew. I was 6. I thought ugly was something you could wash off. It wasn't temporary. The label worked like a sorting system. School photos. My mother ordered a full portrait package for Jolene. 8 by 10, glossy, framed, living room wall. For me, she checked the box for wallet size. $2.50. It went into the kitchen drawer. Birthdays. Jolene got theme parties. My birthday was 3 weeks after my brother Caleb's. Every year, my mother combined them. "It just makes sense," she said. The cake always said, "Happy birthday, Caleb," with my name squeezed underneath in smaller frosting letters, like an afterthought. Christmas. Jolene opened coordinated outfits. I got books. "You like reading, right?" my mother would say. Not as a question. As an instruction. A label is not a word. It's a permission slip. My family wrote that permission slip when I was 6. If you want to know how a family really sees you, count the photographs. Our living room had 14 framed photos. Jolene appeared in all 14. My brother in 6. I appeared in 3. In the first one, I was hidden behind a cousin. In the second, my face was half cut by the frame's edge. In the third, I was 5, holding a balloon. That one stayed up because the balloon matched the sofa cushions. At Jolene's high school graduation, my mother took 47 photos. At mine 2 years later, she took one. I graduated with honors. Ceremony was 2 hours long. 1 photo. That summer, I started carrying a disposable camera. The yellow Kodak kind. 27 exposures. I took photos of myself at milestones. My first apartment. My first drafting table. The day I passed my licensing exam. When no one takes your picture, you learn to become your own witness. You learn that if you don't document yourself, you disappear. I left home at 18. Scholarship to State University, architecture program. My mother's reaction was swift. Architecture? That's not really a career for someone like you. Someone like you. What I didn't know then was that my mother had studied architecture herself. 1 year at community college before she got pregnant with Jolene at 19. She dropped out and never drew another building again. I found her sketchbook in the attic when I was 16. They were good drawings. Every time I talked about architecture, my mother didn't see a daughter. She saw a mirror she couldn't bear to look into. I built a career in silence. By 25, I restored a 1920s library scheduled for demolition. By 32, a courthouse restoration won a state preservation award. National journals wrote about us. My family didn't know. 6 months after my father had a stroke, I organized his home office. Bottom drawer, a manila folder. Inside, articles. Every one of them about me. Press clippings. Award announcements. 8 years. He'd been collecting them since my first project. He never told my mother. He just kept them. My father never said the words, but he kept the receipts. July came. Annual Mercer family reunion. I went for my dad. He walked with a cane now. Meanwhile, Nora Whitfield, senior editor at American Preservation magazine, had been emailing me. She was doing a feature. She wanted me as the centerpiece. I mentioned I'd be in Hadley for a family gathering. I told her the town had a restored 1890s train depot worth seeing. If you're ever in the area, I wrote. I might just do that, she wrote back. I invited her to see a building. I didn't invite her to see my family. I pulled into the gravel driveway at noon. 42 people. I got out and walked in. The greetings told the story. Jolene arrived? Hugs. Jolene, you look amazing. I walked in? Nods. Hey, Faith. My mother saw me and said, "Oh, Faith, you made it." I wasn't sure you were coming. There was a table with pre-written name tags. Everyone had one except me. Blank tag and a marker. I wrote my own. 42 people at that reunion. I was the only one who had to write her own name. My mother arranged seating. Placed cards in her handwriting. I checked every card. My name wasn't there. I was expected to sit at the folding chairs. The table where the children sat. So I did. From the kids' table, I could see the main table. A cousin approached me. So, what do you do again? Before I could answer, Aunt Patricia's voice carried across the yard. She does something with old buildings. Fixing them up or something. She waved her hand. Same gesture my mother used for my face. I'm an architect, I said. Right. Like on those home shows? Not exactly. My mother, not even turning around. Jolene, tell everyone about the beach house. I ate in silence. A silver sedan pulled into the driveway. The door opened and a woman stepped out. About 50. Linen blazer. Leather portfolio bag. It was Nora Whitfield. She drove 90 minutes from her hotel. Faith, you actually came. You did, I said. I wanted to see the train depot, but also I brought the layout proofs for the feature. Now, if this is a bad time, I can come back. It's always a bad time here, I said. Come on. I led her to the kids' table. We sat down. She opened her portfolio and spread out printed photos of my completed projects. The courthouse. The library. The church in Ohio. She sat at the kids' table with me. The first person who ever chose to. It took Aunt Patricia about 12 minutes to notice. She walked over, visor pushed back, drink in hand. Well, hello. Are you a friend of someone's? I started to speak. Aunt Patricia, this is Nora. Patricia didn't let me finish. She turned to Nora, tilted her head, and said, "This is the one we don't talk about." She said it with a laugh. Casual. Like it was endearing. Nora's face went still. I'm sorry. What did you say? Patricia doubled down. Oh, it's just a family thing. Every family has one, right? The quiet one. The plain one. She waved her hand. Nora didn't laugh. She set down her coffee cup slowly. My mother appeared. Who is your friend, Faith? The word friend carried suspicion. Nora spoke first. I'll introduce myself in a moment. I'd like to wait until everyone is listening. She stood. Smoothed her blazer. Walked to the main table. Excuse me. May I have everyone's attention for just one moment? The yard went quiet. 42 people turned. Nora pulled out a business card. Handed it to my mother. My name is Nora Whitfield. I'm the senior features editor at American Preservation magazine. I drove 90 minutes to be here today. Not for the reunion. I am here because of her. She pointed at me. The yard went silent. Nora opened her portfolio. Held up the first photo. My restored courthouse. This building was scheduled for demolition 3 years ago. Your daughter saved it. Her restoration won the State Preservation Award. Second photo. The library. This was her first major project. She was 25. The town voted to name the reading room after her. Third photo. The church. The congregation wrote us 63 letters asking us to feature the architect who saved their church. She set the photos on the table. My mother stared at them like foreign objects. Jolene's phone was face down. First time all day. Nora looked at my mother. Then Patricia. Then the rest of the family. Faith Mercer is one of the most important preservation architects working in America today. She has saved 11 buildings across 4 states. Her feature will run as our October cover story. And she is your family. I assumed you knew. 5 words. I assumed you knew. Patricia put down her drink. Mouth opened. Nothing came out. Mom recovered first. Well, of course we knew. We've always been very proud. She smiled. The smile didn't reach her eyes. Patricia pivoted. I was just teasing earlier. Faith knows I adore her. She reached for my arm. I stepped back. Her hand closed on air. Jolene went defensive. I mean, we knew she did renovation stuff. She never really talked about it. That's the point, Jolene. You didn't ask. Uncle Ray's voice. Quiet. Final. 2 words. Pat, sit down. First time in 40 years of marriage that Ray told Patricia what to do in public. She sat. For the first time at a Mercer family reunion, Aunt Patricia was silent. My mother found me near the kitchen screen door. Why would you do this? Why would you bring a stranger to humiliate me? No one humiliated you, Mom. Nora came because she thinks my work matters. Your work. Do you know what I gave up so you could go to that school? I sacrificed everything for this family. You sacrificed your architecture program when you got pregnant with Jolene. I know. I found your sketchbook. The color left her face. That is none of your business. You are talented, Mom. You are really talented. But that's not my fault. She couldn't respond. She turned and walked to the bathroom. I heard the lock click. The woman who spent 34 years making me invisible just made herself disappear. Jolene found me on the porch. You could have just told us about your projects. I did. Thanksgiving 2 years ago. You called it a hobby. I didn't know it was this big. That's the point, Jolene. You didn't ask. Why do you always have to make everything about you? I let the sentence hang. You had 36 years of everything being about you. I'm having one afternoon. I walked to my dad, still in his lawn chair under the oak. Hands on his cane. Eyes wet. I pulled out the graduation photo from my back pocket. The one he took. Me at 22. Beaming. I found the photos, Dad. In the study. The ones you took at my graduation. 15 photos. He looked at the oak branches. Then back at me. Voice I had to lean close to hear. Should have been more. You kept the receipts, Dad. Keep this one in the living room. Not in a box. He nodded. Slow. Full of everything he never said. Nora handed me an envelope. The formal offer letter. Cover feature. October issue. Thank your buildings, she said. They did the talking. I looked back at the yard one more time. Patricia alone. Jolene texting, back to everyone. Mom being attended to by 2 aunts. Samantha, my 16-year-old niece, ran over. Aunt Faith, can I come see one of the buildings sometime? Like visit one? Anytime. I'll give you the tour myself. She hugged me. Brief. Fierce. No agenda. I got in my car. Envelope on the passenger seat. Graduation photo on top. Drove. Didn't look in the rearview mirror. 50 miles in, my phone buzzed. Text from my dad. 2 words, proud always. I pulled over. Read it twice. Wiped my eyes. Kept driving. I spent 34 years trying to prove I was worth seeing. Turns out I didn't need to prove anything. I just needed to stop looking for the proof in the wrong place. 3 months later, the October issue landed. My face was on the cover. The face my family called ugly for 34 years. On the cover of a national architecture magazine. My father framed it. Hung it on the living room wall next to Jolene's high school graduation photo. My mother didn't take it down. Jolene texted once, saw the magazine. Congratulations. I replied, thank you. Nothing more. Uncle Ray sent a letter. Should have said something years ago. Sorry doesn't cover it, but it's all I have. My mother didn't call. Not once. I didn't wait by the phone. That Thanksgiving, I didn't drive to my parents' house. I drove to an old gas station I spotted on the highway. Boarded up. Vines crawling the roof. The kind of building most people drive past without a second glance. I walked the property. Measured the walls. Submitted a restoration proposal to the county the following Monday. Pro bono. Community space. A building no one was looking at. In a place everyone drove past. I knew something about that. My studio. Late afternoon. Light coming through the windows. The shoebox is still there. Same shoebox from college, held together with packing tape. Inside, the photos I took of myself when no one else would. My first apartment. My first drafting table. The day I passed my licensing exam. I added 2 new photographs. The magazine cover. And the before photo of the gas station. Then I added one more. The photo of me at 10 years old behind the plant. In the hand-me-down dress. I held it up. Small girl. Big plant. No one looking at her. I held up the cover. 34-year-old woman. Standing alone. Everyone looking at her. Same girl. I placed the photos side by side. Closed the lid. Set it on the shelf. Some people keep trophies. I keep proof that I was here. Here's what I know now. You can't restore a family that doesn't want to be fixed. But you can build a life that doesn't need their approval to stand. Every building I've ever saved started the same way. Someone looked at it and said it was worthless. And then someone else looked closer, saw the bones, saw what it could become if someone just cared enough to try. I was never the ugly one. I was just in the wrong room. That's my story. 34 years of labels. One stranger with a business card. And a shoebox full of proof that I was always worth seeing. If this story reminded you of your own family, drop invisible in the comments. You're not alone. And you're not invisible. Not anymore. I'm Faith. This is Calm Drama Stories. Hit subscribe because the next story might be yours.